Hello, everybody. This is Secution. I hope y'all are having a nice day. Give me just a sec. I'm making sure everything is working here. Okay, great. It is. Ha! Oh, I forgot to change my stuff. Oh, let's change all that. I gotta change that. And we'll change this. Okay, that's not it. We'll just do just chatting. There we go. Done. Updated. Saved forever. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm still getting used to actually using my desktop. So, hey, Scraggle. No, it's not. It's. I fixed it. I fixed it. No, 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 Scraggle, no, no, Scraggle. You're the only one that comes to the streams. No, I changed it as soon as I saw it. Let me do a shout out to Scraggle. Everybody go follow Scraggle Bird. Amazing art. That is the command. Why do you not like that command like half the time? No, you witnessed my scuff. That's all I have. I'll figure this out eventually. One day I will figure it all out. And then people are going to be like, oh my gosh. Why doesn't this work all this? Like, the shout out command is so weird. I need to go in and do, like, custom commands because I hate the default commands. Nope, that still doesn't work. I'll try this one more time. Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's not a stream unless there's scuff. Let's be real. If you stream and you have no scuff whatsoever, yep. There we go. If at first, that's the lesson there, Pebbles. Keep trying, keep doing. Eventually, things will work. Scraggle, your streams are going to be amazing. Everyone go follow Scraggle. When they start streaming stuff, it's going to be fantastic. They're going to do an amazing job. They're a fantastic artist, all around nice person, and just fun to hang around with. So go check them out. They do all kinds of cool art. They do amazing stuff for a bunch of VTubers. Like they did stuff for Mim. They did stuff for or Mimcubus. They did stuff for Prism. I'm forgetting people because like my brain, but they've done a bunch of cool stuff, and they do cool art. Speaking of stuff and art and things, today we're going to do a little just chatting. Today is going to be, we're talking, okay, so I used to do this thing when in the past of Secution's content creation life. I did a regular thing that we called like Make Mine a Hero, where we would like make superhero or like character stuff in various tabletop RPG systems. So today we're going to do that using Mutants and Masterminds. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I didn't forget anybody. I just, yeah, that's cool. And Mim and Prism stuff all looks amazing. If you, I'll try the shout out command. I will try another shout out. Let's see. I don't think it'll work. All characters and all the systems. Okay. So, there's a couple things just to kind of like talk about Mutants and Masterminds for a moment. This is a really cool system. It's also a system that's been revamped a lot over the years, and I think that needs to be applauded. It's a D20 based system, so if you've ever played anything like Dungeons and Dragons, or Pathfinder, or Starfinder, or any game where the primary dice you're using is a D20, Mutants and Masterminds works in a similar way. You're basically rolling a d20 to take certain actions, try to achieve things, and adding the result to various skills. So if you can play any of those other d20 based systems, you can figure out Mutants and Masterminds. This one is based on superheroes, as you can probably tell from the art. Not too long ago, Crystal Frazier did the lead design work on this book that I have on the screen with me, the Basic Superhero Handbook. The thing that I loved about this book, as opposed to the old book, is it's very, very easy to learn the game or relearn the game with this. It lays things out nicely. There's really cool comics in it that kind of like take people through character creation, how powers work, what things do. So it's got really nice art. It's a really cool update to the Mutants and Masterminds world. I will say Mutants and Masterminds is a little bit crunchy. If you like something that's less numbers, go check out some other systems like Fate or I grabbed the wrong book. I've got my books with me. Or possibly Masks. Those are systems that are more story based, but I like that. I still really like Mutants and Masterminds. It's just one of those things where if I'm GMing it, there's definitely numbers that I have to keep track of because I don't want my players to have to worry about that stuff. But this is still a fun system. There's a lot of positives about it. They did a whole world book where they literally laid out every nation on the planet. They did things for like America, Canada, Haiti, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Egypt. I'm naming off China. Like every country had not just that, like they had people who were from these regions working on these projects to design these areas to make them feel not just unique but also like authentic to what they actually are. That was the Mutants and Mastermind World Atlas book. It was a really, really cool book. I have it around. I think it's upstairs. I'm not gonna go grab it, but I have it up in the tower. Tower has all my books, and Tower likes to hide them sometimes. So the reason I wanted to do this today is I was thinking about something. So I was talking to Prism about about Jupiter of all things, and like I got this idea in my head for like a Mutants and Masterminds character, and the idea that I came up with was we were gonna do someone that was basically like I like the idea of like Jupiter, but a space themed Jupiter villain. So let me move this over here. Whoosh. And let me move this. Nope, not what I wanted to do. No one saw that. It's just a little scuff. It's okay. Everything's fine. Move that there. There we go. Okay, and let me make that a little bigger because that's tiny. Can I zoom? I think I can zoom. Let me see. Can I make this bigger? Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Did that actually make it bigger? It did. Okay, great. So we're going to mess around and we're going to make a supervillain named Jupiter. Because our supervillain's going to be female. So, and I'll just kind of like take you through character creation in Mutants and Masterminds a little bit. It's a fun system to play around with, and you get to mess with things, and I get to talk about superheroes. So, first up, there were 3 things that I wanted to do with this character when I kind of started the idea. I wanted them to be, like, Jupiter is sort of the name, and also for, like, Jupiter kind of, like, steals moons. Jupiter has a ton of moons, and it keeps stealing more of them. So I liked the idea of this character basically being like a Jupiter aesthetic, meaning their costume is going to be like Jupiter colored, and that's not how you spell aesthetic. That's not how you spell aesthetic either. There you go. We got there eventually. The other thing I wanted to do is they're basically got all their crimes are going to be like moon based. They're going to be, crimes. They like to steal moon-themed items. So they'll like be stealing like I don't know, like moon rocks or like the moon of Cairo. or something like that. Stuff like that. So those are my two themes. And then I was like, okay, so what are the powers going to be? And I was like, I want them to have gravity powers. So they're going to be having the ability to basically, make things move just by affecting gravity. Make things lighter, make things heavier. They can fly, all that good stuff. I also really liked the idea of them maybe having, like, a few rocks that they just carry around with them and hurl at people. Again, with gravity, just like, like little moons floating around them all the time. But we'll play with that idea in a minute. So, like, the background idea was that basically this person... Okay, so the idea I had was that they are a scientist who was working to develop a way to help astronauts and things and people who are on long-term space missions with the effects of low to no gravity. So basically they were working on like a device that would let you have your own sort of like artificial gravity all the time. That would not, that way, because like, when astronauts go to space for long missions, a lot of their bone density gets messed up, your muscles get messed up. Oh, am I in the way? No, I'm not. I can duck down though. Let me move myself. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stay on screen. I'm always having to move. I'm not blocking too much. I can move this though. There we go. Okay. So they made this belt to develop a gravity belt to assist in the side effects of long-term space missions. And some of this is probably going to vanish on the screen as soon as I'm doing it. I apologize in advance for that. And we're going to say like a side effect of this is the device works. However, it caused a personality shift in the user. So we're going to say that this person basically became obsessed with stealing and doing other crimes as they use this belt. And I want them to be like really like cinematic. I want them to be cool. They're very flashy. They're out there in their crimes. They're not somebody who's like sneaking in and doing things quietly and carefully. They're all about getting in there and doing everything all at once. So with Mutants and Masterminds, as with many other systems, you are going to have abilities. So we've got kind of our theme here. Abilities are your basic, strength, constitution, dexterity, all those good ones. The ones for Mutants and Masterminds are strength, stamina, agility, dexterity, fighting, intelligence. I almost misspelled intelligence, and that would have been funny. Awareness. And presence. And just to give a quick rundown of what all that means. So, strength is how physically strong you are. Stamina is your constitution, how hardy you are. Agility is your, dodginess. Dexterity is hand-eye coordination. Fighting is a measure of your hand-to-hand combat ability. Intelligence is your book smarts. Awareness is sort of street smarts and common sense. And presence is your force of personality. And let's make that bold and underline it, because why not? So, like, there are benchmarks for, like, where each stat would fall. Because I'm making a villain, I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff that normally would come in. Basically, these things would all have limits, but we're making a bad person. We're making a criminal. So we can play with this a little bit extra and make them sturdier. 7 is basically peak human ability. You are as good as you can be at something without having any superpowers. I'm not going to make this person... We're not going to make her a 7. We're going to say that, like, she was a scientist. She works out. She can do some stuff. We'll give her a 2 in strength. Stamina, we're going to give her another 2. She's, again, not a super athlete or anything like that. Intelligence, we're going to give her a 7. She's going to be very, very smart. And presence, I'm going to give her a 6. This is going to be somebody who's like, making big threats and having big lectures with superheroes. She's going to be very mega mindy. Agility, I'll give her a 2. Dex, she's a scientist. Let's make her a little. We'll give her a 1. Fighting, I'm gonna give her a 0 in fighting to start. I don't think this person's someone who has had a lot of fights. And awareness, common sense type stuff, we'll give her a 3. She's not super, super wise, but she's not the most naive person on the planet Earth either. Let's see. Okay, so that's kind of how your abilities work. You also have other things that come in. Now, let's say you look at this and go like, okay, I want to have certain skills. I want to have the ability to play with things. So skills also come into the game. As with many other D20-based systems, there is a static array of skills, but there's also a lot of flexibility with what you can do with them. So let me grab my skill list here. Skills. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm trying not to because I don't want to sneeze right now. Oh my god, my nose. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, for skills, now there are skills that you can only use if you're trained in them, like things like acrobatics. Well, acrobatics is like, if you're Nightwing and you're doing like balance beam walking and backflips, that's not something that you're generally doing without practicing it. Athletics, however, I mean, we all run, we all have, like lifted stuff. So let's do that. We'll cover some athletics. Close combat. I don't think I want to give her close combat. Again, I don't want to make this a character who's like getting into fisticuffs with people. Deception. I'm not really going to give them very much deception. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of deception. Like just enough to kind of like walk their way through the door. Expertise. Yes, we're going to give you expertise in science. She's a scientist. She's smart. We'll have that come back to play with it. Insight is, again, another skill that everyone has. Everyone has the ability to kind of be like, is this person lying to me? Intimidation. This is another good one, especially for our villains. That is not how you spell intimidation. I am trying to do 3 things at once, and it's going about as well as when I tried to do 2 things at once. Investigation. I don't think I want to give them that. Perception. Sure, let's give them perception. Give them perception. Persuasion. Ooh, that'll be a good one. That is, again, wrong. Fix that. Thank you. Ranged combat. We are going to give them ranged combat. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh, you would do that. You would change where I put you. Get back there. Go there. You go down there. Paste. Thank you. Sleight of hand. Nah, not going to bother with that. Stealth. Okay, we'll give them some stealth. Technology. Yes, we are definitely going to give them technology. This is someone who is, again, they have made devices. Treatment. Well, you know what? I'm going to give them just a little bit of treatment. We'll say maybe they have studied. I mean, like they know enough about medicine to be like working on a medical assistance device. Vehicles. We'll give them vehicles. They worked at NASA. They know a little bit about vehicles. Okay, so let's go in here. So the way skills work, any skill you have, you start with the corresponding ability bonus to that. So for example, athletics is your strength. So right off the bat, we have a +2. we can add more ranks to make our character more athletic. Again, deception is presence. So we're pretty deceptive. Expertise science is a 7. So again, we're pretty smart. And insight, +3. So insight, again, is going to be like your ability to sense, like, all right, is this person lying to you? Is this person trying to hide something while you're talking to them? I cannot type today. Perception. Persuasion, +6. Ranged combat is your dexterity. We're definitely going to bump that up a little bit. Stealth is your agility. That's a +2. And again, our character's not going to... Jupiter's not going to be super, super sneaky, but we are going to make them just sneaky enough. +7. +7. And... do I want to give them that? I'm trying to debate how good of a driver we want them to be. I feel like they would be, like, okay, but they're not, like, great at it. Okay, Dex 1, so that's +1. Like, I want them to be able to drive a car, but not, you know, do any cool stunt driving type stuff. And perception is awareness as well. So that's a +3. I missed that one. Sorry about that, everybody. +3. Okay, cool. So we can add ranks to this stuff to make them a little better. Now, this is someone who is running around dealing with superheroes and stuff. So let's give them 4 ranks in athletics and bump that up to a +6. Deception, we'll give them 1. Give them 1 extra rank in that just to make them a little more deceptive. Let's give them 3 ranks in science. Make that a nice round 10. We'll give them 2 in insight to make that a +5. Intimidation, let's give them 2 in that. Again, we're making somebody who, like, makes grandiose threats and things. Perception, we'll give them a 1. +4. They're not the most perceptive individual on Earth. Persuasion, let's give them a 2. +8. And ranged combat. Ranged combat. So we're going to have this person throwing stuff around and doing things. Basically, they're going to fight by using their abilities, not by using, like, weapons or their sort of... well, they're using weapons in the form of, like, throwing stuff. Let's do... we'll call this improvised thrown. Okay, so basically we're going to say that they've specialized in just hurling around, like, objects that are around them. We're going to give them... I'm going to give them 9 ranks in that. We're going to bump that up to a 10. I want them to hit with those attacks. Stealth, give them a 2. We'll give them 1. They're not very stealthy. They don't really care. Let's bump this to a 3 to make their technology a 10. Give them a 1 in treatment. And a 1 in vehicles. Okay, let me just 5, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 30. Okay, cool. The reason I was counting that is the way skills work. Each skill rank, you get 2 ranks for 1 point. If we were doing a hero, we would have a finite number of points to work with, but we're not making a hero. We're making a villain. So I can basically play with this however I want. So what have we made so far? Someone who has not a lot of abilities, very intelligent, a lot of presence, a decent array of skills that are definitely lending themselves to somebody who is a science-based character. Now let's play with their powers. So we're going to do powers, and this is going to be where the bulk of our points would be spent. So we got to come up with, what are we going to call this? We'll call this the Jupiter device. This device is going to be giving them all of their powers. So let's think about what powers we want them to have. We want them to have flight. We want them to have like the telekinesis sort of thing, like gravity affecting stuff. We want them to move things around. All right, so let's think. Okay, we're not going to worry about... We've got flight. That's for sure. Affliction... So affliction is basically any time that you are giving someone a wide range of negative encumbrances. It could be anything from, like, you are trying to, like, maybe make bright lights, or you freeze people, or you tie them up with, like, magic rope. Affliction covers a wide range of things. But I do want to say, like, you know, like them using their gravity power directly on someone to make them lighter or to make them heavier is going to fall under affliction. So we'll go with that. They're not going to have... we could give them enhanced trait to make them stronger, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think we want to give any sort of, like, illusion powers. No. Move object. Yes, we definitely want to give them move object. So we want them to be able to move stuff for sure. We're going to give them a lot of ranks on that because they're going to be moving stuff left, right, and sideways. Mind reading. No. Protection. Protection might be good. Ooh, we could give them some movement powers in addition to flight, like safe fall, maybe. Safe fall is basically our character can fall from a certain distance and they won't take any sort of damage. You can travel, maybe like space travel. We'll give them environmental adaptation to 0 gravity. And I will come back and fill this in. This is just me doing a quick pass to, like, see, like, what I want to give them. 0G. And we'll give them space travel. Okay. All right. So that's a lot of powers that we've got here. So let's do this. Give you this. There we go. Jupiter device. Okay. So let's go through these one at a time and sort of figure out what we actually want to do with them. So affliction, we'll start there. So this is when our character, when Jupiter is using her abilities to make somebody heavier, make somebody strong, or make somebody lighter. So let's see here. So they're going to make an attack. It's a ranged attack. It's a close attack. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to give some modifications to this. We're going to make this a ranged attack instead of a close attack. Range. So they can basically try to hit people from a distance. Because, again, we don't want this somebody who's getting up close. Let's do... Oh, we could do... we could make it an area attack and just have her hit everything. I don't think we want to do that so much. Let's do... Okay, so... let's come up with some effects here. We'll call this... hindered. Whether that's them floating or being too heavy to move anymore. And then we'll have it be immobile, where they can't move at all. And then we'll have it do incapacitated. So basically what's going to happen is our character is going to make a ranged attack against them. Oh, wait, I can grab my dice. Let's see. Did my cat steal my dice? Oh, he did. That's okay. I have a new Kirby dice bag. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna grab my dice. I'll be right back. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we've got my favorite D20. So let's say so you're gonna basically pick ranks for the powers with your character. So let's roll this. So like, let's say I'm going to attack superhero, whatever their name is. Okay, I rolled an 18. So we would add that to our attack rank, which is ranged. So we're not going to take any specialties with any of actually doing the ranged attacks. So it's just going to be plus our dexterity. So that's a 19. So we'll hit somebody who has a dodge defense of 19 or lower. So we're going to that's a pretty good roll in terms of hitting people. I don't know how good we want to make this. Let me fix that. And close that. Make that increased range. I always kind of like mess with the filters for my powers a lot, just because they tend to be a really important part of my character. All right, so basically, depending on how badly you fail, so like let's say like looks like okay, so you're gonna do a saving throw against being affected by this. Okay, you rolled a 17. So let's say that this person rolls the minimum to fail this. They would be hindered. So there's degrees of how bad the power is affecting you. And hindered. Let's see. So if you're hindered, you move at half speed. So that's not that bad. And then immobile is you can't move at all. And then incapacitate. So basically, we're just trying to make this character is basically just going to be trying to stop people from moving. Again, we could play that as she's kind of like lifting you up off the ground, and you're kind of like dragging your feet, like, or like she's making you really heavy, so you're kind of having to like put more effort into really walking. I like that idea, so we're gonna go with that. Let's see, how many ranks do we want to give them in this? Let's give them 5. We'll give them Affliction 5. Not going to be too much. Flight, we'll make them able to fly. I'm not going to make them a super fast flyer. On Earth. We're going to give them space travel, but like we're going to make it so like on Earth they can fly, but not as much nor as fast. Flights, let's see here. I'm not going to give them wings or anything like that. How fast do we want them to fly? Okay, so let's say 500, rank 5. They fly like 900 feet every 4 minutes. 900 feet. How fast is that? See, this is me doing math in my head. Okay, so 900 feet in 4 minutes. How long is 900 feet, really? Okay, so 900 feet is... It's taller than the Golden Gate Bridge. So it's actually like almost 150 feet taller than the Golden Gate Bridge. I think that's pretty good. What's the next rank up? Do we want to make them a little faster? What do you think? We got any people who fly in chat? Do we want them to be do we want our villain to be a little faster? Bump that up to a 6 maybe. Make him a little quicker. Me debating how fast I want the bad guy to be. I'm just looking at buildings now and being like, how tall is this building? Let's see. So if we bump it up to a 6, That's 18. We're going to stick with 5. I think that's good. 900 feet is plenty. All right, so we'll go with that. They can fly. They don't have wings or anything like that. Move object. All right, this is our big one. This is our big fancy one. We definitely want to make move object a big power for this character. Oh, wait, I have to do immunity. Maybe not. Oh, wait, yeah, we are going to do immunity. Okay, so we're going to do immunity. So immunity represents that your character has a specific ability that stops them from being affected by certain powers. If it was a basic immunity, you might be like, my character doesn't age, or my character isn't affected by the superpowers of their sibling. We're going to do immunity 2, because this is a very specific immunity, so it's not super common. Gravitic powers. So we're going to say they are immune to gravity powers. They have their device, it's on them, and that way they don't have to worry about, if someone else has gravity powers, they aren't going to be affected by it. So that's going to be that. We're not going to give them any other immunities. We're just going to give them a basic immunity. We're not going to give them that. Move object. All right. So you can move objects at a distance without touching them with like a lasso or a tractor beam. You have to make a check to grab stuff. Ooh, okay. So here's what we'll do. Let's see. How much do we move? Equal to effect rank. Okay, so we have to look at I have to look at the weight here. We want them to be able to lift a lot of weight with that gravity power, so maybe we'll go like up to rank 25 tons. I think 25 tons sounds pretty good. What do you all think? What weighs 25 tons? That's a lot. That's a lot of weight. Let's see. 25 tons is like a fire truck or like a crane. Maybe we should go a little bigger. Maybe we should go to 50. 50 tons? Let's see. Yeah, let's do 25 tons. I like 25. 25 tons, I think, is a lot. It's a lot. Well, again, yeah, Scraggle, we're going to make them... They can lift. They can lift a lot of weight with this power. We want them to be able to grab... That's going to cover a lot of stuff. And 10 is kind of the default, so let's do that. Move object, 10. And we're going to give this a special. So normally, to grab stuff with move object, you have to make a roll. I don't want this character to have to make a lot of rolls, so we're going to cheat. We're going to cheat and give them bonuses to this power that will make it more effective for them. Because this is kind of our big go-to. This is like what we have going on. Let's do boop, 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 move object. Close range. No. We're not going to make that. We're going to make this a perception based. Now, the downside is you have to be able to see it. So that's the only downside to doing this. It costs a little bit more, but we have to be able to see things to affect them. So they can't use their power on things that they cannot see. They have to be able to see it. Boop. Okay. Move object 10. They can move like 25 tons. They can move a lot of stuff. And then we're going to give them some special movement powers. So we'll give them safe fall. So if they get knocked down, they will fall safely. We'll give them environmental adaptation. I like that. For 0 gravity. So this is a character who, you know, they're not going to be affected if they're up in space, which I feel like they would be in space sometimes. And we'll give them space travel. I just like the idea that they can pop up to space and fly around really, really fast. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we'll give them 3. So they have 3 in there. Okay, now, there's a lot to do with powers, especially when you get into devices and things like that. We are going to say that this device is removable. It's not easily removable, but in theory, you can take it off, and then she has no powers. So these powers would cost less. I'm not going to get into the math of powers for this, because this is more about having fun and playing around, and we're not making a character for like a campaign. We're making a villain. So here's a fun fact. You can mess around with stuff and make things kind of broken if you really want to. We could also get into, is this an array or a dynamic array? The difference is an array is basically when you have a bunch of powers that are traced to a single source. So all of these powers are coming from the Jupiter device. Arrays basically will be like, you can only do one of these things at a time. Meaning, if you are flying, you do not have any of your other abilities. Dynamic arrays will get you the ability to use all of these powers at the same time. Or you can just pay full cost for everything and have all your powers all the time. It's completely up to you. I would probably make this into a dynamic array. I'm not going to do the math on that right now, just because, again, we don't want to. So let's keep going with our Jupiter here, and we'll figure out their combat stuff. Okay, so combat. We're going to get into this. Okay, and we also have to figure out their defenses, which will be probably... Oh, I've got to do their advantages. That's what I forgot to do. See, I forget stuff. That's why I have the book. That's why we have the book. Okay, so let's do advantages before we get to the other stuff. So characters have certain advantages. They may have a unique thing that doesn't fall under a power or a skill. Advantages cover a wide range of things from, like, if you have, like, for example, let's say your character is really good at linguistics. They are just a very, very good language person, and you want them to have a lot of languages. We could give you can take languages, give them languages. Ooh, there you go. And this character, so you get 1 rank for each additional language. So we'll give them languages 1, and let's say they know Russian. From working with the International Space Station, they learned a little bit of Russian. They can speak Russian. You could give them, like, the ability to attack and move. You can give them abilities like working together or being well informed. You can let them kind of grab initiative. You can do all kinds of stuff. We'll give them instant up. Oh, wait a second. I got an idea. Does this still work? Okay. A lot of people take benefit, which is like equipment or diplomatic immunity or security clearances. I don't want to give them too many advantages. We'll give them what's here. And maybe come back to it. I might give them some more stuff. We'll see how we feel about it in a moment. Alright, so let's figure out this character's defenses and all that good stuff. Okay, so... no. Stop. None of that. Oh, I do need to give them another advantage. I forgot. I want to do... Not that. Redirect. Ooh, we could give them redirect. No, they're not very good at that, to be honest with you. Nope, I'm happy with it. We're going to stick with what we got. 25 tons of weight. Okay, so your defenses are dodging. How dodgy you are. Parrying is your ability to hand-to-hand fight defensively. Fortitude is your ability to resist sickness, to resist certain statuses. Toughness is literally just can you take a punch? And willpower is your defense against having your brain messed with. Or being scared, startled, that sort of thing. Fear effects, a lot of that stuff will come down to can you be affected by it. So let's see here. Oh, and initiative. We gotta do our initiative. So we didn't give ourselves any bonuses to initiative, or a special thing. So it's just going to be our agility. Our agility is only a +2. We're not the most agile person in the universe. That's okay, though. So initiative +2. Bold. Boop. All right. Let's do... Me looking at my thing. Oh, defenses. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So, defenses. Dodge is our agility. So that's not good. So our agility is only a 12. So we're not very dodgy. Let's see what else we got here. Fortitude is our stamina, which I believe is worse. Nope, it's the same. So we can fend off some stuff. Parry, we're not good at fighting. So it's only a 10. So hand-to-hand combat heroes are going to have a pretty good time smacking this character around. And toughness is a 12. And will is a 13. So we are not the world's most defensive hero. We just aren't yet. Now I kind of see Jupiter as a nice villain to kind of start a campaign off with. Somebody who can show up, cause a lot of damage, but not be too powerful for a group of new players or heroes to face off with. And then we can kind of like power her up. Like, we could give her force fields. We could give her like enhancements, give her more powers, increase the ranks of her powers, make her, maybe she learns hand-to-hand combat. You can do... There, it caused this. Okay. So let's also figure out. So, close combat, unarmed. So this is when we are throwing punches. We have 0 and 0, so it's a +0. So we are not good at throwing punches. And in the event that we hit, you would make a roll with your toughness DC. Against a 2. Or, no, not 2, 12. So, just throwing a punch. We're going to try to avoid getting in that situation. Ranged combat. Improvised weapon. I'm cheating a little bit with this, but basically just throwing stuff. We're just winging stuff around. I just picture this character like sitting around like hurling stuff in a warehouse for a few hours. So it's gonna be boop 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 9 plus the 1 from our dexterity, so it's a 10. So we have a plus 10 to hit with that. And let's say the DC for these depends on the weight a bit. I'm going to put an asterisk for the DC, because that's going to be like if you throw a forklift at somebody versus if you throw a manhole cover. It's going to be really, really different. So she's going to throw a lot of different stuff. We got all this is good. All good. Okay. Maybe we'll bump up the defenses a little bit. Let's do this. We'll put some points into making her a little dodgier, making her a little more parrying. Bump these up, bump this up, and bump that up. There you go. So now they have a few more defenses. Complications. Motivation. Okay. So, character's motivation. Jupiter is motivated by the desire to possess objects that in any way relate to moons or lunar phenomenon. Phenomena. Yeah, so all their crimes are going to be lunar based. They're going to be stealing like moon rocks and stuff like that, and we'll play with that. Complications. Do this. Let's do... Okay, so what can we do to make this character's life more complicated? Moments of clarity. The Jupiter device that alters Jupiter's personality sometimes loses influence, allowing her true personality to resurface briefly. So we could go for like, basically, if you disable the device in some way, or the device is removed, the actual individual will resume. We're not going to give them a secret identity. I don't see this character having that. I think they would be somebody who... I just don't see them as wearing like a mask and be like, by day. It's like, no. I just see them as kind of doing their thing and not really care. You know, like the Jupiter device is like, we are Jupiter. Alright, so let's see. We got that all set. This looks good. Do we want to give them any kind... Actually, let's make that obsession. Make that an obsession. There you go. And it doesn't really matter, but it's just... I like that better. Motivation. No. Identity, no, we're not going to do that. Do they have a weakness? Nah, we're not going to worry about any of that. Okay. So, that's that. And we need it. I need to come up with an actual name, but... That's Jupiter. Boop. Theme. Boop. 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 And a boop. Okay. Now, if this was going to be a player character for a game, we would flesh them out a little bit more. And, you know, be like, how do you kind of see this character interacting with other members and starting off in the world and all that good stuff. Because they're a villain, Um, I'm going to keep it simple because, again, this is very much like a starter villain for a game. This is like someone who's going to show up and either be a recurring bad character who like will be like, okay, let's make them more powerful. So the next time they meet Jupiter, we might be like, okay, let's make their afflictions more effective. Let's make them faster. I would probably put points into making them sturdier, like give them a force field ability or teach them, to be more effective with their powers. We could take this. There are levels of campaigns too. Like you have like power level 8, which is like characters who have, no superpowers or like minimal superpowers and are dealing with like that's like Daredevil and stuff like that. And then you have characters who are like power level 10, which is like, you're the best heroes in the world. You are the Justice League. You are the Avengers. And then everything above that, you're getting into like the cosmic power heroes where you're protecting, like huge regions of space or the galaxy itself. So we could we could do a cosmic version of Jupiter and just have her be like insanely powerful. Have her like able to push planets out of orbit and stuff like that, for example. But that I think is where I will pause that. So let me jump back over here. Haha. Bye, Nope, not what I meant to do. Where is my... There it is. Bye, Jupiter. Whoop. Move this back over here. Haha. Okay, so that's a quick peek at character creation for Mutants and Masterminds. As I said, that was very quick. I've made a lot of Mutants and Masterminds characters over the years. And I make a lot of villains and NPCs and stuff like that. If you like that idea... I do love Mutants and Masterminds. The Basic Heroes Handbook is an awesome resource. It's a lot of fun to look at kind of the world building that they did with it and play with it that way. There are whole settings of like pre-made heroes. There's like Emerald City. I have a couple of the pre-made books because I was curious and I like seeing examples of what people do with character creation and stuff like that. But yeah, it's... Will I ever do anything with Jupiter? Probably not. That character is most likely going to end up sitting in a drawer. But I wanted to at least make them. So I will be back soon. We're going to do some more stream stuff and hang out. I will probably next time play a game. It's been a minute since I've played any games. But until next time, everybody, I do want to thank you all for hanging out. Play more games and be safe. Bye.